Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. His Majesty the King started a working visit to the United States, during which he will meet with U.S. administration officials. His Majesty is scheduled to hold talks with heads and members of committees at the United States Senate and the House of Representatives. The talks will touch upon ways of strengthening the strategic Jordanian-U.S. ties in various fields, as well as ways to achieve peace between the Palestinians and Israelis. The Senate condemned the terrorist attack that targeted Al-Rawda Mosque in Egypt's northern Sinai province on Friday that left 305 people dead and 127 others injured. In a statement, the Senate affirmed its belief that the Egyptian people, leadership, and military will bring the perpetrators to justice and will not allow them to tamper with Egypt's security and stability. The Senate offered condolences to the Egyptian leadership, people, and the families of the victims and wished the injured a speedy recovery. Lower House Speaker Atif al-Tarawni also expressed his condolences to members of the Egyptian parliament over the victims of the mosque massacre. Finance Minister Omar Malhas delivered the state budget draft law speech to the lower house of parliament. This came during a session chaired by House Speaker Atif al-Tarawni and attended by Prime Minister Hani al-Mulki. The government, Malhas said, allocated 171 million dinars for the social security network to ensure that subsidies are better directed to those who deserve government support. He went on to say that cash subsidies will be directed to Jordanian households whose annual income does not exceed 12,000 dinars and 6,000 dinars for individuals, as well as households that do not own 2 private cars or more, land or property, the value of which does not exceed 300,000 dinars. Malhas said that the growth in the first half of 2017 and the expected growth until the end of 2017 will not be sufficient to create job opportunities. Foreign grants will reach 543 million dinars in 2018, a decline by 209 million dinars compared to 2017. On the monetary situation, Malhas said that foreign reserves at the Central Bank of Jordan reached $11.7 billion and are sufficient to cover imports of goods and services for 7 months. The public debt stood at 27.1 billion dinars at the end of October, or 95.3% of the gross domestic product. The first meeting of the Islamic Military Counterterrorism Coalition, IMCTC, ended in Riyadh with the coalition member countries vowing to consolidate bonds of cooperation and integration within the coalition. Members countries also agreed to work together to support the military, financial, intelligence, and political efforts of every member state to battle terrorism and extremist ideology. Held under the theme Allied Against Terrorism, the gathering brought together top defense officials from some 40 Muslim countries. In his opening address, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman vowed to pursue terrorists until they are wiped off from the face of the earth. The meeting discussed a host of issues, including ways to establish the IMCTC as a major bloc to address security challenges and terrorism issues. The coalition was announced in December 2015 by the Saudi Crown Prince to form a unified pan-Islamic front against terrorism. Addressing the IMCTC meeting, Minister of State for Media Affairs Mohammed al-Momani spoke of the key role the media plays in fighting terrorism. Momani stressed the need to raise awareness against the rhetoric of extremism and hatred that leads to and promotes this phenomenon through strengthening the media front. The minister also spoke of the need for Arab and Islamic countries to intensify coordination and cooperation in fighting terrorism on both the intellectual and ideological levels. A ship carrying 5,500 tons of flour docked in Yemen's Hodeidah port. The delivery is the first aid to arrive after the coalition allowed a flight yesterday carrying humanitarian aid and 1.9 million doses of vaccines to Sana'a to help improve living conditions for Yemenis. A UNICEF official said that the delivery was only a small step towards dealing with the humanitarian crisis in the war-torn country.
I reiterate my plea to everyone with a heart for children, indeed, not to prevent us from delivering what is urgently needed and massively needed. Yesterday was just a very small step. It is a very tiny step. It may sound huge, 1.9 million doses of vaccine, but there are many more millions of vaccines needed if we want to prevent that there will be a break in the routine immunization in the country. There are many more supplies needed.
Rapper JayZ stopped his 444 tour concert in Cleveland, Ohio, to inspire a 9-year-old girl in the audience, telling her she could be anything she wanted to be when she grows up. The Brooklyn-born performer went on to tell her that she could even be the next president of the United States. The young girl was visibly ecstatic to have been acknowledged by the rapper and given the extra attention.
At this very moment, America is way more sexist than they are racist. But you, young lady, you got the potential to be the next president of the United States. You believe that?
In preparation for the 2022 World Cup Games, Qatar unveiled the design for its Ras Abu Aboud Stadium in the capital Doha, the first stadium of its kind that could be fully dismountable and reusable after the tournament. The 40,000-seat stadium will be built using building blocks of shipping containers and is due for completion at the end of 2020. The blocks will house seats, toilets, food and merchandise stands, with the ground being put together like a Lego set. The venue, one of 8 being constructed, will play host to several matches, including a quarter-final. And finally, for a quick look at the weather, relatively cold conditions continue across much of the kingdom tomorrow, with temperatures around seasonal average. Amman can expect a high of 16 degrees Celsius, dropping to 7 at night, while in the Gulf of Aqaba, warm conditions prevail, with mercury levels at 25 degrees, sliding down to 13 at night. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Nancy Khair. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.